Hello, my name's Paula Jo Broadfoot. I go by PJ. I have been in practice since 1981, and I'm from Van Buren, Arkansas, in the USA. So nutraceuticals, the terminology comes from a marrying of two terms, pharmaceutical and nutritionals. So they're nutritional products that have pharmaceutical effects or have specific effects that we're searching for to try and treat a specific problem with the body. So when you have cartilaginous disease, the surfaces of the bone where they articulate together can have damage, and anytime there's any damage to that, you can end up with what's called osteoarthritis. So it's bone and cartilage disease. Generally, it's easier to tell osteoarticular disease in dogs. They're much better about exhibiting. It usually comes up as pain, lameness, inability to get up, reluctance to move, stiffness. And those things can happen in cats as well, but they mask it much better than dogs do. And they also have, because they're lighter weight, they often don't exhibit it. You really don't notice it. Sometimes you kind of think it's just aging disease because they start not getting up on things. Sometimes they get groom as well. They may be irritable, but we often miss it. We often miss osteoarthritis in cats. It's a little more obvious in dogs because they usually exhibit lameness. Chondroprotectors are a group of nutraceuticals that are designed or to help cushion or repair the cartilaginous surfaces. So there's a number of them, probably the best of which is something like Perna, because it has 9 glycosaminoglycans in it, which are the components that protect. It has omega-3 fatty acids, which are anti-inflammatory, and it has a whole raft of minerals that are critical to the repair and regeneration of cartilage and bone. We talked about just a second ago about being chondroprotectives, but because there are, of the 9 glycosaminoglycans that are actually in the Perna, 5 of those are specific nutrients or components that make up the cartilage, the surface of the joints. So that, combined with the other things that are in it, help improve the regrowth of cartilage. They've actually seen evidence of regrowth of cartilage even on surfaces that were said to be bone on bone. We've known people that had improved function that were supposed to be going for surgery and never needed it. Well, there's a lot of them, so it makes it kind of, they've actually looked at it for asthma. It's a great product for a lot of the patients that have urinary tract disease because the glycans coat the mucosal membranes. It has some, it'll actually improve some animals that have like gastric ulceration. It is non-gastrotoxic. In other words, it doesn't damage the gut lining, and it can actually help repair it and actually help repair the microbial population that lives in the gut. So they've studied it for autoimmune diseases, things like systemic lupus. They've actually have a study with Perna and DMG that suggests that it improves autoimmune function. So there are more and more applications that are studied all the time. It's any patient that was undergoing stem cell therapy, which has gotten to be a big thing, I would put them on the Perna because, Glycoflex 3, because not only is it anti-inflammatory, but it provides scaffolding for stem cells to grow on. So they've actually done the studies on that, where those components that make up Perna, that make it healing and regenerative, that's one of the reasons it's regenerative, because you make the framework that stem cells can travel on. Thanks, Gabrica, for inviting me to come and share what I have learned with you.